Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to WKYT News.
It is another dreary day in the area. We'll see rain and maybe even snow in some parts before it's over.
Could get interesting, and we begin with WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris and an early check of the forecast. Hey, Micah.
Hey, what we're seeing outside, well, there's not much. I mean, what it is just some mist, some drizzle. It just doesn't feel good, doesn't look good. But no real rain. I mean, you're not seeing very heavy downpours anywhere. You're not seeing any snow just yet. I think the coldest air still is yet to filter in, and I think we'll start to see that transition over. You may get a little bit mixed in here and there during the afternoon, but really I expect it later on tonight when that coldest air settles in. That sun does drop. Even though the sun's not peeking through much, it's still out there warming the surface just a little bit. There's First Alert Defender live radar, not much. I mean, a couple of spots here and there. But if you look outside, there's your drizzle, there's your mist. Doesn't look too good. And 36, add that to it, doesn't feel too good. And look, we're not going to really rise that much. We're there in the mid-30s. I think we'll finish off in the mid to upper 30s. And that snow chance really comes into play later on this evening and off into the night. That's going to be our focus of the forecast for, guys, some snowflakes. Not much, but some, and I'll go over the potential for that coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit. We thank you. In the news, it has been controversial since the beginning, and now the creators of the Ark Park in northern Kentucky are defending their plans to create a biblically themed amusement park in a very public way.
WKYT's Sean Moody at our live desk with more on this top story at 12:30.
Good afternoon, Bill and Rebecca. These billboards just started going up this weekend. Ark Encounter's parent company, Answers in Genesis, say they're putting up these billboards to fight what they're calling misinformation about the park. This billboard along the outer loop of New Circle Road between Georgetown Road and Old Frankfort Pike went up over the weekend. It's one of 16 going up across the country. The billboard's pretty provocative. It reads, quote, "To all of our intolerant liberal friends, thank God you can't sink this ship." An Answers in Genesis spokesman says they're putting these up in order to fight what they're calling misinformation from the media. The park has generated some controversy, in part because the state planned to give it a tax break if it brought in enough revenue. The spokesman says no actual taxpayer dollars will go toward funding the project.
If the Ark, when it's open, is successful and brings in a lot of tourism dollars to the state, then it's possible the state will refund some of the sales tax we've collected.
Another controversy came when the Herald Leader reported that those tax incentives could be in jeopardy over part of the park's job application requiring a, quote, salvation testimony and creation belief statement. They cite a letter from Kentucky's tourism director telling park officials the state would not move forward with tax incentives unless the park assured them it would not discriminate in any way on a religious basis with respect to hiring. Mark Loy says they haven't finalized their hiring policies, but he says they are within their rights to give preference to people of their own religion.
Both federal and state law are on our side since this is a religious theme park owned by Answers in Genesis, a religious organization. We can determine our hiring policies as we will.
Now, Loy told me they have not finalized their hiring policies yet. He also said these billboards are going up near some of the largest newspaper offices in the state, as well as other places across the region, also in New York City's Times Square. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Sean. Answers in Genesis officials say the Ark Encounter should be complete by 2016.
A grandmother accused in her 6-month-old granddaughter's death went before a judge this morning in Laurel County. Investigators there near London say Melissa Worsdale was under the influence when she crashed her car, killing the little girl. We're told the baby was not properly restrained in the car. Worsdale faces murder, DUI, and drug charges. A judge sent Worsdale's case on to a local grand jury. A man charged in a shooting in a Walmart parking lot will be heading to court tomorrow. Michael Edward will be arraigned in Clay County District Court at 9:30 in the morning. Police say that Edward shot Richard Lawson during an argument over property yesterday. Lawson has been flown to UK hospital. Edwards is charged with assault, attempted murder, and wanted endangerment.
Well, Lextran broke ground on a new facility this morning. It'll be built on the grounds of the former GE Kentucky lighting glass plant on West Loudon. Lextran plans to move all operations and maintenance functions to the new location once it is built.
We looked at several locations around the city, and as it turns out, GE was, had just cleared this property, and it's close to where we are today, so it means that we didn't have to change our routes in any way, so it's just a great location for us.
The new building includes a space for community meetings, fueling stations, and a place to wash all of those buses. Well, the Lexington-Fayette County Public Health Clinic will be closed for the next week. It will shut down December 10th until the 16th in order to move to the first floor of 650 Newtown Pike. The clinic will reopen in the new location on December 17th. The move will allow the clinic to have most of its services under one roof.
The Supreme Court says warehouse workers at Amazon don't have to be paid for the time they spend waiting to pass through security checks at the end of their shift. The justices say the federal law does not require companies to pay employees for the extra time because it is not related to their primary job duties. Some workers claim they wait up to 25 minutes just to clear through security. The Supreme Court decision reverses a federal appeals court ruling.